Donald Trump, you never see him around strong, intelligent women, ever. It's just that simple. They're intimidating to him. He doesn't like to be challenged by them. And, Nikki Haley will call him on his nonsense with reproductive rights and how he sees and treats and talks about women. I mean, he just can't have her around. It wouldn't work.
Republican women that support Donald Trump are incensed by Mark Cuban's comments. So now they're firing back.
Cuban and all the other misogynists that support Kamala Harris and love to spew hateful, divisive, sexist rhetoric. Recognize this place? This is the ellipse, where presently a strong, intelligent woman is speaking without a teleprompter. Recognize that place? That's the White House. Your handpicked candidate, Hillary Clinton, lived there as wife of a president, but not as the president. Donald J. Trump beat her, in part because he is unafraid to surround himself with strong, intelligent, capable men and women. Whether it's Joe Biden calling us garbage or Mark Cuban denying our strength and intelligence, I'm here to stand up and speak up for the tens of millions of strong, intelligent women who November 5th will vote for peace, prosperity, security, safety, fairness.
First of all, that was really weird. I can't really tell why she was speaking with that hesitant cadence.
To surround himself with strong, intelligent, capable men and women.
But the point, I think, was that she's a strong, intelligent woman that was around Donald Trump. But she forgot about the time that Trump posted that she wouldn't be around his ass if she told him the truth. Kellyanne Conway never told me that she thought we lost the election. If she had, I wouldn't have dealt with her any longer. She would have had been wrong. Could go back to her crazy husband. Writing books can make people say some very strange things. I wonder why. And on and on and on about how he didn't lose. Yes, he confirmed back in 2022 that if Conway didn't conform to his false reality, she would have no longer been around him. Sounds like he and Cuban agree.
Now Mark Cuban has come out and said that there's no strong, intelligent women supporting Trump. Wait, hang on, I gotta fit in this set. Here's the problem with Mark Cuban. He suffers from low testosterone. The guy looks just like Rachel Maddow. And here's his issue. He's actually intimidated by strong, intelligent women like me. Graduated from UGA with a business degree. I run a very successful construction company in Georgia. And now I'm going on my third term in Congress. I love guns, especially AR-15s, and I support President Trump. Mark, I suggest you get some HRT and hit the gym.
I'm not sure doing 4.5 pull-ups is convincing enough to get people to forget how much Trump hates women, especially since he's provided so much evidence that he does.
Taylor Swift isn't the first successful woman Donald Trump has attacked. She's just the most recent.
I'd look her right in that fat, ugly face of hers. I'd say, Rosie, you're fired.
Trump has a problem with women. Disrespectful.
Must be a pretty picture you drop in.
Insulting.
Ivana does exactly as I tell her to do.
Even violence.
Ivana Trump once used the term rape to describe a sexual encounter with Trump.
It's ugly.
I'm not thinking, Mr.
That's
President.
okay. I know you're not thinking. You never do.
I'm sorry?
It's cruel.
Do you believe in punishment for abortion? Yes or no, as a principle?
There has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah.
And one thing he's proven is that he'll never change.
I could do this all day long. You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years.
Would you want your son to treat women like Trump does?
Hey, when you're a star, you can do anything. Grab him by the...
Is this how you would want a man to treat your daughter?
Blood coming out of her, wherever.
You know the answer. You know the truth. He says he hates Taylor.
I was not a Taylor Swift fan.
But the truth is, he hates all of us.
You know, it really might be best for these supporters to not put their faces out there as if Trump respects them after he chose J.D. Vance as his running mate and then proceeded to double down on his laundry list of anti-woman comments. It's a commitment that Trump himself continues to solidify even this week.
They said, sir, I just think it's inappropriate for you to say. I said, well,
I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. 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 I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not.
Sage Steele, who Trump didn't care to respect enough to even know her name when talking to her on stage, and several other Trump-supporting women posted their own responses to Cuban. But the most vocal men that support Trump aren't doing him any favors either.
And if I found out Emma was going into the voting booth and pulling the lever for Harris, that's the same thing as having an affair. That, to me...
And she needs people to basically lie to their husbands, which they are promoting, by the way, which I find that entire advertising campaign so repulsive. It is so disastrous. It is just like
I'll show it in a minute.
It is the embodiment of the downfall of the American family. I think it's so gross.
That violates the sanctity of our marriage.
Preach on, yes.
What else is she keeping from me?
Exactly.
What else has she been lying about?
Why would she lie to you? Have
Jesse
you threatened her? Why would she lie to you?
I think it's so just nauseating where this wife is wearing you'll show it, wearing the American hat. She's coming in with her sweet husband who probably works his tail off to make sure that she can go, and have a nice life and provide for the family.
Why would she do that and then vote Harris? Why would she say she was voting
He's
Trump
not the problem,
and then
Judge.
voting Harris? And I caught her, and then she said, I lied to you for the last 4 years.
And then she lies to him saying, oh, yeah, I'm going to vote for Trump. And then she votes for Kamala Harris as her little secret in the voting booth. Kamala Harris and her team believe that there will be millions of women that undermine their husbands.
You intimidate.
It's over, Emma. That would be D-Day.
Man, this is some of the weakest shit I've ever seen. Why do guys like this publicly tell everyone that they're so weak that they'll have a breakdown if their wife disagrees with them? Here's the ad Kirk was crying about.
Your turn, honey.
In the one place in America where women still have a right to choose, you can vote any way you want. And no one will ever know.
Did you make the right choice?
Sure did, honey.
Remember, what happens in the booth stays in the booth. Vote Harris Walls. Vote Common Good is responsible for the contents of this ad.
No, they're really, really mad over this ad.
To go and lean Julia Roberts and cut an ad about women lying to their husbands, that it's okay.
For them to tell people to lie is just one further example of the depth of their corruption. I mean, how do you run a country where you're walking around saying wives should lie to their husbands, husbands should lie to their wives? I mean, what kind of a totally amoral, corrupt, sick system have the Democrats developed?
These pudding-soft guys who wholeheartedly support a former president that's had 3 wives, all of which he's cheated on, are calling an ad that tells women that they can vote their conscience instead of their husband's demands. They're calling that corrupt and immoral. They celebrate the fact that the guy lies, cheats, and steals, only to call it locker room talk. But if a woman is encouraged to not tell her husband that she's voting differently than him to avoid his wrath of tears, it's disqualifying to the presidency to them. And they wonder why so many people say they hate women and want to take away their rights. So here's Trump's former director of White House presidential personnel, John McEntee, and hate preacher Joel Webbin confirming those accusations.
Yeah, I think as well. I think this video has made me rethink the 19th Amendment, but let's keep it going.
So I guess they misunderstood. When we said we wanted male-only voting, we meant male, M-A-L-E.
Yeah, I think the 19th Amendment should be repealed. I think that because, well, first and foremost, because I'm a Christian, and that is the Christian position. Oh my gosh, you're saying that? Yes, that is the Christian position. By repealing the 19th Amendment, just for the record, it's not just trying to take away a female vote, but it's trying to say, no, there's a family vote. Right. There's a household. And it's like, well, where do women get their voice? Well, where women get their voice is from their father, from their husband. If they're not married, it's from their father. If they're not married and their father is dead, it's from their brother, it's from their uncle.